Hello, welcome to Lesson 4. This is a series of 12, and my name is Paul. Thank you for continuing with what we're doing here. In this lesson, we're going to be talking about my computer. Also, we're going to eventually get into the Explore program and then creating files and folders. In this section, we will learn about the meaning of different drives and be able to understand what my computer is used for. The purpose of my computer is to look at different drives on your computer and be able to realize what kind of files are stored there, be able to locate something you want to work with and open. So my computer becomes very useful on a regular basis. To open my computer, there should be an icon on your desktop that looks very much like what I'm pointing to. That will open my computer. However, if it's not there, it can be added. However, it will always be available by going to the Start menu. And once you're there on the right side or the right column of the Start menu, you'll see where you can select My Computer. Opening My Computer, you'll be able to see the different drives that are installed on your machine. It is different than what I'm showing you here because at home I do have a small network for my home service. Now take notice that there is drive A and B to start with. We're just dealing with the basics here. Drive A and B are traditionally reserved for what is known as floppy disk. On new machines, there are no more floppy drives available, but they can be added to your machine. However, on all systems, A and B are still reserved. Drive C remains to be the most useful drive on your machine. It is the home of your operating system and all of the files that are required for Windows to operate. It also holds all of the installed programs that are running on your machine. For example, if you have Microsoft Word or any other programs on your machine, they must be stored on drive C. This is your main operation for any computer that is available. However, there are major networks that will not have a drive in your computer at all, but will shift its dependency to a network drive. However, for your machine, drive C remains that important. Next in succession, you'll see a listing of different CDs or DVD drives, and in newer machines there will even be a listing for Blu-ray, or BD is its abbreviation for Blu-ray drive. Now these drives are not the same on every machine. For example, on my display there is a drive D and a drive E, and both of them are CD drives. It is so equipped with two drives like this so that I am able to copy from one disk to another without switching CDs around. So we would also realize that as these letters develop, it will go in one succession according to the English alphabet. Now, before I move on, I want to remind you that these letters are reserved letters or being used letters on specific machines such as the one I'm looking at. It is not the same on every machine. It will reflect what drives are actually installed. And if something is missing, for example, on the new machines, drive A is no longer installed on these machines, it will not show up in my computer. Now remember that looking at a larger view here, I am showing you many other drives that are on my network at home. However, realize that as different drives are added to your computer, it is added on with the next letter that is available as provided by your central processing unit and working with your main operating system, which is DOS or Disk Operating System, and these letters are added. If you remove any one of these drives, the letter will automatically be removed, and so it will follow in succession A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, right on up to the letter Z. When you add a USB port, it will take that next letter after what the different drives are on your personal computer. Now, also, I want to show you that at the opposite end, we have network drives. Now, realize that drives A, B, and C are reserved for specific uses, and D on through the next set of letters, they are added on as provided. If you add on a USB drive like I talked to you about before, it takes the next available drive. However, network drives will deal with at the other end of the scope. Now what I mean is that as I add on a network drive, it will start with the letter Z and go backwards. Now, there is only the ability of your computer to use only all of the letters, 26 letters of our alphabet, that are able to be utilized in any single computer to have any individual drives. As a network drive is added at the end, starting with Z and going backwards, and normal drives that are physically attached to your computer starts with the letter C and goes forward, it becomes exhausted when they meet in the center. And interesting to note on a network drive is that it can be divided up to act on different folders on the network to pretend that they are different drives. As we map out a network drive or its folder, a letter is automatically assigned backwards until I eventually got to W, where I have open office classes for Saturday afternoon at our church. Now that you have learned what the meaning is of the different drives in my computer, there is a link on the left side of the window that should be able to help you view system information. Now, once you click on this, it'll open another window. This window will show the information for your specific computer. It can be different for every machine that you face. And it is important to know what is in your computer, how it's configured, and what to deal with when you talk to people on the telephone for technical support. They will ask you, what is your operating system? They might ask you what is the memory capability is on your computer, and that information is listed on here. With the example of my machine, we can see that I have Windows XP Professional, and it is a version from 2002. There was an older version of Windows XP that they came out with, and it was not too well perfected. However, the 2002 edition lasted for 10 years. So with the upgrades on this, it came out with Service Pack 1, Service Pack 2, and now we're to Service Pack 3, where it was completed. In the middle, you can see that it is registered to me, and I have a company name as WinUSA. This is registered with the states of New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Now, also, there is a registration number that it is with Microsoft, and that number is unique with every computer that has Windows installed. On the bottom, you can see that I have an Athlon processor put out by AMD, and it is running at 1.10 gigahertz the speed. The higher this number is, the faster your computer. Also, I have 512 megabytes of RAM on this computer, and it can be upgraded to 2 gigabytes. That is traditional with the current machine that we are looking at. Now, looking across the top, there are different tabs. On these tabs, there are different provisions to be able to fine-tune how Windows will work. So we are able to make different changes that will make effects on every operation in our system. Another function that can be reached from the My Computer section is to have the ability to remove programs from your computer. When you remove programs from your computer, do not delete them. There are different links that go through your computer for such programs to operate properly with Windows. And when you remove a program, you will want to remove it properly and not just delete one segment of it. This is the same utility that is available through the control panel of your computer. The control panel is a much more in-depth access to be able to make a lot of settings, and through our classes we learn different parts of it. To properly uninstall a program that you're no longer using, you can click on this selection by just using your left button on the mouse, and another window will open. Now, on some computers this will come up very quickly, and others that has many programs installed on it will take a little bit more time. This is very individual to each computer because not everybody has the same programs installed. There are different programs also that are downloaded from off the web that will be added to this list. There is also other things that are actually programs that can be deleted from this process. Once you add this on, you get to see everything in alphabetical order. And so being in alphabetical order, it becomes easy to locate rather than looking how things are stored on your computer. This process can be looked on as what is called a wizard. And a wizard will take you through step-by-step process to do something that you will want to do. So this is the start of a wizard. When you hear of a wizard, it is nothing but a process that is programmed out for you and provided by Microsoft Windows. Looking down this list, you'll be able to find a program that might be unusable, and because you need the space, you'll be able to uninstall this program. And different programs has utilities in it that will help you with their process to uninstall their program. Meanwhile, if there is no such utility, Windows will provide a way of removing these files. Remember that when you delete a program from this section, you will be removing every link. However, you will not remove the applications that you developed with it. So when a file is restored or reinstalled on your computer, every application or every file that you made with it before is also still available. Well, I'm very close to the end of our allotted time for any recording, and I'll have to ask you to move on to part 2. This is the completion of part 1, and we will get into more information with my computer as you will be able to see the completion. Thank you. And please remember that this is not a credit for the program that we have towards a free computer. Your attendance is necessary.